So you think you know Pisces? You know, the dreamy, gentle artist of the zodiac? Well, you might want to think again. Today, we're diving deep, way past the surface, to get into the really complex, often overlooked side of the 12th sign.
And this quote, this just nails it, doesn't it? This is the central puzzle of Pisces. How can one person have the ancient wisdom of a 50-year-old and, at the exact same time, the wide-eyed wonder of a little kid? How does that even work? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
Okay, first things first. Let's start with the Pisces we all think we know. The cosmic dreamer, right? The sensitive soul. This is the classic archetype you read about in every single horoscope.
All right, let's get the basics down. Pisces is the last sign, kind of wrapping up the whole zodiac journey. It's a mutable water sign, which just means it's super adaptable and fluid. And get this, it's ruled by two heavy-hitter planets. Neptune, the planet of dreams and illusion, and Jupiter, the planet of big, expansive energy. But that symbol, the two fish swimming in opposite directions, that is absolutely crucial. Remember that, because it's the key to, well, pretty much everything.
So this is the profile you always see. You've got intensely empathetic, compassionate, wildly imaginative. This whole combo makes them these deeply romantic, super sensitive souls. They're often seen as natural healers, and our sources say that empathy isn't just a personality trait for them, it's a literal superpower. They feel what you're feeling. But underneath that gentle, calm surface is a mind that works in some truly wild and wonderful ways. And this is where we get into the really fun stuff. A world of quirks and fantasies that is just fascinating. You know, for a Pisces, a random feather on the ground, or seeing the same number over and over again, that's not a coincidence. Oh no, it is a message, a sign from the universe. Their entire world is just woven together with this secret meaning that most of us just walk right by. And this just perfectly shows how blurry the line is between their inner world and, actual reality. To them, the dream world is just as real, just as vivid as their waking life, which, as you can imagine, can lead to some pretty interesting conversations. Now, this belief in heroes, it's not just about liking superhero movies. For Pisces, it's a core belief system. They truly believe that a crisis doesn't just create chaos, it gives birth to heroes. It's the moment that reveals our hidden superpowers when we need them the most. And who do you think that hero is? Them, of course. But listen, we're not talking about small-time heroics. We are talking full-blown world-saving scenarios, alien invasions, biological warfare. I mean, their daydreams are basically Hollywood blockbusters, and they are always the star. So, how does this incredibly imaginative, sensitive person handle relationships? Well, this is where it gets a little complicated. It creates what you might call a relational paradox. Just look at this contrast. It's wild. On one hand, what a Pisces wants is actually really simple and beautiful. They want a deep, devoted connection with someone who just gets their weird, quirky soul. But their compassionate, all-giving nature, it acts like a giant magnet for what the sources call drama lovers, people who need the spotlight and just feed on all that validation that a Pisces gives away so freely. But here is the thing you cannot forget. Do not mistake their kindness for weakness. Because when a Pisces finally realizes they're being taken for a ride, they have this incredible strength to just cut ties completely. And that strength, that hints at something much deeper, a more formidable power hiding underneath. And that brings us to a side of Pisces you have probably never, ever seen before. We are now entering what our source material calls the shadow zodiac. So yeah, prepare for a major shift. Forget the gentle fish. The shadow persona of Pisces is the sword. Sharp, decisive, and forged in the fire of conflict. This is the other fish, the one swimming in the opposite direction. So what triggers the sword? Well, it all starts when a war kicks off inside them, just throwing their whole inner world into chaos. But they don't retreat. No, they do the opposite. They go on the attack, relentlessly pursuing what they see as the truth. And more often than not, they win, leaving their enemies permanently marked by the fight. This relentless, warrior-like energy can show up in even more extreme ways. And this brings us to the most provocative, maybe even shocking part of our source material, and it comes from a very unexpected place. I mean, this says it all, doesn't it? Their gentle, compassionate nature has a very clear breaking point. You push them too far, and the dreamer wakes up, and the warrior completely takes over. Okay, now this data is fascinating. According to FBI crime recordings cited in our source, Pisces are most frequently involved in drug-related and other self-hurting crimes. And that ties right back to their emotional nature and their tendency to want to escape. But get this, when they do commit more serious crimes, they tend to be really unusual, which kind of reflects that highly imaginative, unconventional mind at work. So here's the bottom line. Those two fish swimming in opposite directions, it is not just a cute symbol. It represents a very real duality. Right alongside that compassionate healer, there is a potentially unreliable and short-tempered person that you really need to be aware of. Which brings us to our final big question. Who is Pisces really? Are they the gentle healer using their empathy to fix the world? Are they the relentless warrior fighting tooth and nail for their truth? Or are they something far more unpredictable? The answer, it seems, is that they have the capacity to be all three.